你往前走，右转就是了。
谢谢。
Cool is a modern colloquial expression that comes directly from the English cool. 太酷了, so cool. It suits her perfectly.
小芳，你看怎么样？
太酷了！我觉得这件衣服就像为你定做的。
是吗？那我就买它吧。
好啊。
这里可以用信用卡吗? Is it possible to use a credit card here? 信用卡 is credit card. 这里可以用信用卡吗? Can I use a credit card here?
请问这儿可以用信用卡吗？
可以。
Okay, let's go back and watch that part again.
您需要点什么？
请问这只球拍多少钱？
这只啊，950元。
太贵了，能便宜一点吗？
对不起，我们商店不讲价。如果您有贵宾卡，可以打95折。
我没有贵宾卡。
那您看这只球拍吧，质量也不错，价格可便宜多了。
这只球拍多少钱？
这只才610块钱，比那只便宜300多呢。
好啊，那我就买这只吧。
你好。
您好。我可以拿那件黄色的衣服看看吗？
可以。
小安，我觉得你穿这种黄色的衣服特别精神。
是啊，我也喜欢这颜色。请问我可以试试吗？
可以。
试衣间在哪儿？
你往前走，右转就是了。
谢谢。
Let's take a break from our language lesson there and talk a bit more about some of the Beijing Olympic venues. The Beijing National Stadium, also known as the Bird's Nest, will be the main track and field stadium for the 2008 Summer Olympics and will be host to the opening and closing ceremonies. In 2002, government officials engaged architects worldwide in a design competition. Architects Herzog and de Meuron, collaborating with Arabsport and the China Architectural Design and Research Group, won the competition. Construction began then in late 2003. The stadium will seat as many as 100,000 spectators during the Olympics, but this will be reduced to 80,000 after the Games. The stadium's appearance is one of synergy, with no distinction made between the facade and the superstructure. The structural elements mutually support each other and converge into a grid-like formation, almost like a bird's nest with its interwoven twigs. Since all of the facilities, restaurants, suites, shops, and restrooms, are all self-contained units, it is possible to do largely without a solid enclosed facade. Visitors walk through this formation and enter the spacious ambulatory that runs full circle around the stands. From there, one can survey the circulation of the entire area, including the stairs that access the 3 tiers of the stands. Functioning like an arcade or a concourse, the lobby is a covered urban space with restaurants and stores that invite visitors to stroll around. This also allows for natural ventilation of the stadium, which is the most important aspect of the stadium's sustainable design. The spatial effect of the stadium is novel and radical, yet simple and immediate, creating a unique historical landmark for the Olympics of 2008. Now let's take a closer look at a few of the vocabulary items from today's lesson. The first one today is 便宜.
便宜.
便宜. Now, of course, this character is also pronounced 便, as in 方便, convenient. But here it's 便, second tone, 便宜. 预定.
预定.
To reserve in advance. 预 by itself means in advance, so 预定, to reserve in advance. 免费.
免费.
Free of charge. Now, 费 literally is the charge, the 费用, the price of something or the charge. So 免费 would be free of charge. 看看.
看看.
Now, if we've seen before, when you have a verb repeated like this, the second verb is usually in the neutral tone. 看看.
看看.
Take a look. Let's take a moment now to go over some of the grammatical points that are important in this lesson. We've seen a lot of vocabulary used when buying things. For instance, 多少钱? How much money? 多少钱? Or you might just want to ask where you can buy something. 在哪儿能买到? where can you buy such and such? 在哪儿能买到? Okay, let's see how these vocabularies are used in the following sentences.
买一张开幕式的门票需要多少钱？
最便宜的要200块，不过所有的票都需要在网上预订。
请问在哪儿能买到胶卷？
那边照相馆就能买到。
谢谢。
And here's another grammatical point. An adjective followed by 多了. Now this is used in comparisons. For instance, 这件衣服便宜多了. This piece of clothing is much cheaper. It's a comparison, much cheaper to something else. 便宜多了. Okay, let's see how they use this in the sample sentences.
今天看比赛的人比昨天多了。
对，而且今天球票的价格比昨天也贵多了。
Now another useful pattern is repeating a verb. This is done to indicate that the action of the verb is taking place over a period of time. For instance, we could say 休息休息. That's to take a rest instead of just 休息, to rest. 休息休息, it implies a longer time, to take a rest. Let's see how they use a repeating verb in these sentences.
这个句子我翻译的对不对？你能帮我看看吗？
好的，没问题。
谢谢。
And here's a very useful structure that could be used in making a question. 可以. Can I? Is it possible? 这里的水可以喝吗? Is it okay to drink the water here? 可以 in a sentence is a very useful pattern. Let's see how they use it now in these sample dialogues.
用记者证可以免费去首都博物馆参观吗？
这个不太清楚，我帮你问问吧。
好。
That brings us to the end of today's lesson. Today we've been talking about doubling up verbs to show that an action is happening over a period of time or is a little bit more involved. For instance, 看看 means to take a look, take a good look, rather than just 看, look. 说说 means to talk about something rather than just 说, to say. If you have any questions or you'd like to review the material one more time, remember you can always go to our website, english.cctv.com. Okay, that's all the time we have for today, so we'll say goodbye and look forward to seeing you here next time on Sports Chinese. Goodbye.